This is Celebrity MasterChef Australia.
If you ain't feeling the pressure now, maybe you should.
18 celebrities, head-to-head. Athletes.
Love to win, don't like to come second.
Writers.
I'm going to give it a red-hot go, so watch out.
Comedians. Fashion leaders.
I want to prove to Australia that I can cook.
State leaders.
I get this smell.
Oh, my God.
It's my sauce burning.
Battling through the heat.
Chop!
For a place in the finals.
Is it good enough? Is it right?
A tilt at the trophy. And title of Australia's first Celebrity MasterChef. And $50,000 for their favourite charity.
It's a big adrenaline rush just to be in here.
Last time,
Make it beautiful. Come on, guys.
Wendy, Simon and Alex faced off. The spinach pie won Alex the power to choose.
I feel like eating cake today.
And the crepe layer cake proved the cricketer's friend as Simon snuck into the semis.
It was almost like scoring 100 for Australia.
Now, 3 more celebrities do battle. Tonight,
We need some hustle and bustle.
model Rachel Finch doubles her chances.
I've decided to do a main and a dessert.
She's bitten off a lot. I hope she can do it.
AFL star Ryan O'Keefe tackles his own pasta.
I'm not really nervous about what the judge is going to say, as long as they don't absolutely can it.
And legendary reporter George Negus.
Didn't even lose a finger.
Who has the touch to take them to the semis?
There can only be one winner.
I'm George Negus, I'm a journalist and an author. G'day and welcome again. I've been cooking for 40 years. You can say what you like about my journalism, but don't try to criticise my risotto, OK? I think men not being able to cook is pathetic. It's not rocket science. If you can read, you can cook. If the judges are going to be tougher than my family are, they're going to have to be really tough. On a scale of 1 to 10, what does it get? Because my family are my greatest critics.
I'll give it maybe a 6.5 or a 7.
I've survived that, and they still eat my cooking.
SBS Dateline host and author George Negus, welcome to the MasterChef kitchen.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
George, what is your favourite style of cooking?
Whatever's simple, but particularly Italian. That's what my family are fed most of the time. No offence to our Greek friends. But,
George, with 40 years experience cooking, you're going to be a tough competitor to beat. But less meat, someone who's going to try.
I'm Rachel Finch, Miss Universe Australia. I may be the youngest competitor in the competition, but I can certainly handle the heat.
Australia! For 5 years I've been modelling, and any chance I get to eat, to cook, to share food with friends, I take it. Growing up in Townsville was a huge impact on what I like to eat and how to prepare food and what ingredients I use. I'm 21. I think I'm going to be bringing some good, positive, young energy in the kitchen and showing the oldies that young people can cook.
Rachel, we saw you at the auditions for MasterChef first series.
Do we have to bring that one up?
Yeah, of course we do. Remind us what you cooked.
It was horrible.
Do you want to be a chef or a cook or a restaurateur or a cafe owner?
I want to own my own restaurant.
Yeah.
I want to do a variety of things, actually. I want to combine all of me as a person, my passion for healthy food, healthy lifestyle, diet and exercise, and put it all in one.
George is not happy.
If I paid $6.50 for it in a takeaway shop, you know, in some dodgy alleyway at 3 in the morning, yeah, OK, I'll let it pass. But that's unacceptable. It's rubbish.
Are you determined to make amends?
I am. I learned that you have to have more than a passion for food. You have to prepare, you have to have dedication, and you have to practice.
So, George, Rachel, let's find out who our final competitor is for today.
I'm Ryan O'Keefe, and I play football for the Sydney Swans, and I love cooking big, hearty meals. I love cooking, I love competition, and I'm here to win. Being an elite sportsman, diet's a really critical part. We're going to make sure we eat healthy, but obviously eat the right amounts of food that, that taste nice as well. Played in 2 grand finals, and you've got 100,000 people looking at you, so it's a pretty high-pressure situation. So just to get home and get in the kitchen and cook, it's a really good release.
Ryan O'Keefe, big welcome. But tell us, an AFL star in a kitchen, what's going on?
Food's a big part of our life as well, and something I really enjoy. And
so you ever whipped up a batch of scones for the boys?
No, but I have had to get the boys around for a good hearty roast or something like that. They enjoy that.
They love it?
Yeah, they love that.
They like seeing you in the kitchen?
I think they just like eating.
Oh, fair enough.
George, Rachel, Ryan, this is going to be one hell of a competition. The competition is simple. 6 heats, of 3 people each heat. Only 1 person goes through to the semi-finals. If you want to get your hands on that title, Australia's first celebrity MasterChef, you are going to have to blow us away with your cooking skills.
I'm not competitive, but having said that, anybody who beats me in this competition is going to have to be okay at cooking.
So round 1 is your signature dish.
So if you win round 1 in the Signature Dish Challenge, the advantage you get is to pick the dish that all of you must cook in the pressure test.
Please, to your stations.
Very excited to get the MasterChef apron. It's like being presented your first footy jumper for the year, so it was good, I liked it.
As the thing got closer, I had to wonder about my own sanity. What am I doing here? This is not exactly my comfort zone.
You have 90 minutes to bring us a beautiful dish.
It's round 1. Time starts now.
Challenge has started and it's pretty much game on. I start with the pasta dough. So I just put 2 cups of flour and the eggs, a bit of olive oil in the food processor.
The one thing I am worried about in this challenge is the time. Most people are only cooking 1, but I've decided to do a main and a dessert.
Rachel?
Yes?
Here you're doing 2 dishes.
I am.
What are you cooking?
I'm cooking a crispy skinned salmon on a mango salad with a vanilla beurre blanc on the outside. For dessert, French crepes, cream pâtissière, and a basil and strawberry salad.
Pretty adventurous.
You're showing lots of technique. That's really fantastic. Pull it off, man. Whoa.
My 2 danger points in this dish, my salmon could overcook very quickly. And for my crepes, they have to be paper thin, so when I roll them, it's like a cigar.
Georgie boy.
Guys, how are you?
What's your dish?
I've called it, would you believe, risotto bonza.
Bonza?
You talked about bringing the Italian and the Australian together, didn't you?
Using a pesto stock to make a risotto. The Aussie bit is I've got some lamb backstraps down there. Barbecue, that's the bonza bit.
What are you worried about, George?
I'm not worried about the risotto. I'm worried about the one-item anti-pasta I'm going to give you guys later, which is...
Are you going to tell us what it is?
What about something that somebody rudely labelled oysters negus?
Sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what, smells beautiful over here. We're looking forward to this perfect risotto.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Cheers, guys. I've cooked a lot of risottos, and therefore I feel quite confident doing another one, even under this sort of pressure. I'd have to go really badly to get them horribly wrong.
Ryan, so I want to know, big burly footballer, can you cook?
I think I can.
What are you doing? What's the dish? Tell me what it is.
Dish that I have, it's my tradition night before a game meal. I'm going to do a fettuccine bolognese sauce.
Okay.
You're making your own pasta, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, so what's the secret with the bolognese sauce?
Nice fresh produce, herbs and stuff like that.
Yep.
So.
And for me, the longer I cook it, the more the flavours come together and it's beautiful and
Brings
soft.
out all that
and
beautiful oil as well,
Yeah.
which is delicious.
Yeah. Let's hope this bolognese sauce is amazing, because we all know what a good bolognese is, don't we?
I'm quite conscious I want this to cook for as long as possible and try and use as much of the time up as I can in simmering the sauce.
Love the concentration in here today, George. It's really quiet, it's temple-like, everybody's really busy. They're thinking about what they're doing. The crown is off, and now we're seeing Rachel the cook. She's doing 2 dishes, which is impressive. What do you think?
All credit to her. She's doing salmon, she doesn't want to overcook that. And that dessert, she's making crepes and a creme patissiere. Oh, wow.
She's bitten off a lot. I hope she can do it.
She missed out on the top 50 of Series 1 of MasterChef. I think she wants to prove something to us now. Gary, what about young Georgie over there, hey? I mean, doing a risotto. Risotto's been the death dish of the MasterChef kitchen. It's that dish, if it's gluggy and it sits up like a big mountain, we don't like it.
But Ryan, up the other end, he's making good old spag bol.
Bolognese is that thing. It's all about slow cooking, and that oil is the essence for me, that beautiful, rich tomato oil that comes with a good spaghetti bolognese.
So let's hope he knocks it on the head, this one.
The biggest thing that could go wrong with my dish is probably the pasta. I could overcook it, could undercook it, so it's too hard, and the dough hasn't come out right, it's too dry, too crumbly, so there are many things that can go wrong.
Shucking oysters is a bit silly, actually, because you can do yourself a lot of damage. But I picked this particular oyster because it's theoretically easier to open than say, Sydney Rock. This is Coffin Bay oyster. Its reputation is that it's easy to open. That's not bad. Didn't even lose a finger.
There's a half an hour down, 1 hour to go in this round.
We know you've cooked this dish before, but you need to push hard on this one because you need every advantage going into round 2.
It's nerve-wracking, isn't it? I begin making my mango salad that's going to sit underneath my salmon.
Rachel, how you going?
Good.
Wow, this looks good. Nice and organised.
Just preparing.
Cooking? You going to do any of that soon?
Yes, I'm getting to it. I just want to make sure I've got everything
You're
there.
nearly halfway through it. You need to move along, all right?
I'm getting quite stressed because I need to do so much in 60 minutes.
With 1 hour to go, I was still shucking the oysters, and there are only 6 of them. Yeah, this one's a trickier one. To finish them off, I'll put a dollop of this pesto that I've prepared on top of the oyster. I'll grate some Parmesan cheese on top of that, and then later put them in the stove and grill them very, very lightly, because you can really stuff up an oyster if you put too much heat on it.
45 minutes down, and I can feel that you can feel that when you're under pressure, things change.
At about the 45-minute mark, I still don't have a risotto. I have a lot of stuff that should make a risotto, but no risotto. And I know that's going to take 20 minutes.
I'm getting so worried. I haven't even put my crepes on, and the salmon is nowhere near being cooked yet.
When I saw Rachel and George, I've seen that both of them have done 2 dishes. Could I have made 2 dishes? I've only done 1.
Crucial times, less than 15 minutes to go. Boom, boom, shake the room. Let's go.
The flipping of my crepes is a huge part to my dish. If I'm gonna get this wrong, I'm gonna look like an absolute idiot.
Shit, I always get that right, except today. Of course.
Every other time I've flipped crepes, I've done it perfectly, but today, I can't do it.
Of course. Except today.
After the salmon has been cooking on the pan for a little while, I put it in the oven for about 4 to 5 minutes and set the timer. I came here to do 2 dishes, so that's what I'm determined to do. I think I may just make this.
My worry is the pasta at the moment. I want to make sure that it's cooked properly. It's not too cooked or too soggy, and it's cooked enough.
You have less than 5 minutes to go. We're in the closing stages here. Come on, dig deep.
Frenetic activity happening in the front 2 benches. Very cool, calm and collective at the back. Hopefully we're going to see amazing food.
George and Rachel, I can see they're frantically getting their dishes ready, so I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that I'm done and calm and ready to go.
5 minutes to go. My salmon is still in the oven, but my timer hasn't gone off.
Thank you. The timer didn't go off. Can you believe that?
I am just praying to the heavens above that my salmon is not overcooked.
Yeah. Damn it.
You had 60 seconds left to serve the best signature dish you've ever cooked in your life.
I began to feel as though the risotto could have done with a little bit more time and a little bit more wetness.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, time's up. Step away from your benches. Good job.
Oh man, that was stress. Didn't think I would make it, but it's done. And we've all got plates on the table. We did it.
The moment of truth. Matt, George and myself will call you up individually and taste your food. And then we will decide on a winner, the person who goes through into round 2 with that advantage.
The first dish we'd like to try is Ryan's.
I'm not really nervous about what the judge is going to say, as long as they don't absolutely can it, and I feel really embarrassed.
Ryan, happy?
Yeah, always feel good about food.
All right, well, let's taste. Good pasta. Tastes nice. It's nicely seasoned, and it's delicate, it's soft, and it's got a little bit of a bite in, so that's a good job on that. Bolognese is nice and tasty, and you can taste all those components, so they come through. What I don't like about it, Bolognese should be cooked for longer for me. Other than that, it's a good spag bowl.
Great, thanks.
Well done.
Thank you.
I think the sauce has got all the right ingredients in it, but actually it just needs a lot more olive oil, all right? That's the yummy part of a bolognese. But great job with the pasta, well done.
In short, I love the pasta. Excellent example of good pasta that could sit on any restaurant menu. In terms of the bolognese, it's big, it's earthy, it's real, so well done.
Thank you. I'm pretty happy. I've come away with some good feedback and pretty confident that I've cooked a good dish.
As I walk to the front of the room with my 2 dishes, I'm really nervous. I know the level that the judges expect, and that's quite high.
So, Rachel, you did 2 dishes.
I did.
Had you bitten off more than you could chew?
No, I'm proud that I did the 2.
Let's try the salmon first, shall we? What do you want it to look like?
A little bit pink on the inside.
Happy with that?
Yeah, pretty happy, I think.
I think you've cooked that salmon perfectly. You've overcooked the skin a little bit, got a wee bit over, but you know what? It tastes beautiful. It tastes fantastic.
What you got here is crepes that are Moorish and they're tasty and they're yum and they make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside when you eat them. And what you've demonstrated is chefy skills. Crepes, creme pâtissière. I'm gobsmacked to be able to put 2 dishes up in an hour and a half. Wow.
Thank you. I'm so relieved it's over. I'm happy with what I've cooked. I'm happy with the judges' comments. I'm feeling really good.
George, you're the last one up. Bring your dishes.
As I walked up to confront the judges, I was hoping that they didn't think that what I'd done was awful.
You've done an incredible job to not overcook the oyster. And I was actually a bit concerned about the Parmesan overpowering the oyster, but it's actually quite nice. It's had this sort of saltiness to it. So well done, and also well done in shucking them. I think that's very commendable.
George, the moment of truth. When you eat risotto, you should never be left with a chalky residue in your mouth. It should be al dente, which means there's a slight bite to it, but it's still soft and it's still giving, and it goes. It's a little bit chalky. However, in saying that, the flavour, the basil, you certainly got the basil flavour in there. It's really strong. There's parmesan. The pine nuts are a nice touch. I like it. You've done a good job. Thank you very much. Well done.
Good lamb, good salad, sweet, but risotto's a fail for me.
If I was cooking to impress them enough for them to give me a job, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't get it.
George, Rachel, Ryan, tasted your dishes. Well done, good effort. The nice thing to see today was the fact you were concentrating. There was some seriousness in the kitchen. George, firstly with yours. We know you've got a bit of a reputation for your risotto, and now we find out you've got a reputation for your oysters negus. Nice to see that you put together a beautiful-looking meal. Good job.
Thank you.
Rachel, beautifully cooked salmon, lovely crepes. Takes a bit of skill. Good job. Ryan, classic spag bowl. Your pasta was beautifully cooked. You made it with your own hands. Can't ask for better than that. And the sauce? You can see all the vegetables through it. Strong in tomato, it's gutsy. And like you say, the boys, they love it. Well done.
But there can only be one winner. The winner is Rachel.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, what a surprise.
I cannot believe the judges picked me. I'm the winner, the only girl. Go girls, woohoo!
Rachel, fantastic. You walk into the kitchen in stilettos and everyone here goes, oh no. And this is a real kitchen. We want to see people cook, and that's what you did today. You cooked 2 dishes with excellence and precision. Well done.
Round 2 is the pressure test. Rachel, as you're the winner of round 1, you get to pick the dish that all 3 of you must cook. Play to your strengths and, of course, expose Ryan and George of their weaknesses.
Because the pressure test decides which one of you goes through to the semi-finals, we've scoured the country to find a chef worthy enough to set this challenge. And boy, we've come up with a doozy. The man we've chosen can be rightly described as the godfather of Australian cuisine. Please welcome to the MasterChef kitchen, Chef Tony Bilson.
I'm Tony Bilson. I'm chef patron at Bilson's restaurant in Sydney. And I'm known as the godfather of Australian cuisine. We're one of the finest restaurants in the world. We've been cooking here for the last 6 years, and I've been cooking for 45 years. I see cooking as part of a nation's culture, and I think that it's one of the things that makes life most enjoyable. It's one of life's sensual pleasures.
Tony, welcome to the MasterChef kitchen.
Standing before us, of course, are 3 amateurs, passionate amateurs, we hope.
George, you probably know Tony better than anyone else in the kitchen at the moment. How scared are you?
Scared of him?
No, scared of the dishes. I know you're scared.
I'm petrified. Because if he wanted to set me up, he knows how to do it. I've known Tony since he cooked steak, and he wasn't bad at it in a student pub in Melbourne. He's come a long way, the boy.
Tony, you've brought along 2 of the most demanding dishes from your menu.
I have.
We're excited to see the first dish.
Hope it isn't something too fiddly and fancy. It's probably my weakness.
Would you like to show what's under the first cloche?
It's a tart of scallops and fresh Tasmanian truffle with sautéed sweetbreads, and then a mousseline of spinach that's lightly flavoured with garlic. And the sauce is a beurre blanc with the skins from the truffles pureed into it.
Sounds easy, doesn't it? I love the way he just so flippantly says it's just a little tart of Tasmanian truffles and scallops. Tony, let's reveal the second dish that you've brought in.
Bouillabaisse. Bouillabaisse is a fish stew from Marseille, and this is the original recipe. The most difficult thing with this soup is to get all the fish cooked perfectly.
George, I'm going to ask you first because you're giggling over there.
It's a nervous giggle.
It's a nervous laugh, isn't it? Yeah, it's a nervous laugh. If you had the choice of which dish to pick, which would you go for?
Oh, I would definitely pick the bouillabaisse.
And Ryan, if it was your pick, which one?
I'd pick the other one. I really wanted to cook the bouillabaisse. I tried to bluff Rachel and say I wanted to cook the tart.
So, Rachel, which are you choosing? The simple scallop tart or the slightly more challenging bouillabaisse?
The bouillabaisse looked interesting. I knew the boys would love that one straight away.
I think for this competition and this challenge, I'm going to go with the tart.
It didn't work, Ryan, did it?
Tried. It's probably my weakness, doing all that fine, fiddly stuff. I find my big fingers don't handle it that well.
Ryan, you eaten truffle before?
Yes, I have, but I don't know how to cook it.
Rachel, sweetbreads, do you know what they are?
Not really, no.
Have you used them before?
Never.
Ryan, do you know what sweetbreads are?
Bread.
Oh, pretty close. They're actually an offal. They're a little gland, the thyroid. Have to be very, very careful how you cook them, though. If you overcook them, they're dry, horrible, tasteless, but at their best, absolutely beautiful. So, Tony, what are the things that they really need to pay attention to?
The things that are important are that pastry is beautifully cooked, so that it's nice and flaky. It's not undercooked, so that it's chewy. It's not overcooked, so that it's burnt or over-caramelised. The second thing is that the scallops themselves are cooked to the correct degree. So what we're doing with those is just heating them through, really.
I think you need to taste it, so let's head over and have a taste. Would you like to cut it for us, Tony, please? Beautiful. I mean, look how flaky the pastry is. There's no leatheriness there. There's nothing uncooked. It's just beautiful and crisp. Guys, would you like to taste?
Very nice.
It's almost half a dozen taste sensations in one dish.
Yeah.
As I taste the dish, it melts in my mouth. Everything was just perfect. Oh, goodness, I chose this one. I've got to recreate this perfectly.
George, Rachel, Ryan, you've got the recipes. It's going to take every ounce of your skill to pull that together and replicate Tony's beautiful scallop tart. But we're not completely heartless. What you will get is a lifeline. A lifeline from Tony at a point during which you're cooking that tart that you need him to come down and save you. That lifeline is 90 seconds.
Thank God.
You'll have 60 minutes to complete this challenge. Away with you.
My plan of attack is to get my ingredients out, start cooking.
Either you go hard or you'll go home. Your time starts now.
This is unfamiliarity on steroids, it really is. I'm going to have to be on my game here. I'm already pleased about one thing, that the puff pastry came out of a packet.
Cut it out into the shape that I want and roll it out into the correct thickness, and then put it in the oven.
Picking up the sweetbread for the first time was a little bit like having a bit part in NCIS and picking up a piece of somebody's body.
I cooked the sweetbread, I put that in boiling water for 5 minutes.
In my normal life, I'm very organised, and I think it's quite similar to the way I cook. One can never be too prepared.
Rachel?
Yes.
Now, where are you
Now
at?
I've finished preparing everything. Now I'm just about to stick my pastry into the oven.
George, I think we better let her get to it because we've got two pots of busily boiling water with nothing in it. Pastry hasn't gone in the oven yet, but the boys have got theirs in. Rachel?
Need to go.
Put the panic shoes on.
I take the pastry out and both Gary and George come over to see how I'm going.
Oh, your pastry's come out?
Yeah.
Cooked?
Yes, I think so.
What do you reckon on that little bit there?
Yeah, it probably needs a bit more.
Do you think that's cooked?
No, it's not.
You probably want to get that back in the oven.
Put it back in the oven, which is really annoying me. I really want to get that over and done with.
Presentation is a huge part of this dish. Everything needs to be perfect. So the scallops, they need to be cut out perfectly and sliced in half as evenly as possible.
I'm spending a bit of time on the scallops because I just want to get them right. I clean them, I get rid of the digestive tract and halve them.
Not easy to do, to cut a raw scallop that's fresh in half.
George, how does it feel to have the founding father of Australian cuisine staring down at you?
I can only say that if anybody thinks I get any unfair advantage by being Tony's mate, he's never really talked to me about how to cook.
Let's have a look at the truffles. How much did you pay for these, do you know?
They're $3,500 a kilo.
Oh, that's a little jewel, a black diamond, George.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I just ate $10, George.
Leave my truffle alone.
Don't cock it up, Georgie boy. Expensive mistake.
Is this really worth $3,000 a kilo? You're going to be joking.
The truffle needs to be cut in perfect circles to match the scallop.
Working with the truffles was a little bit hard. It's so delicate and fine that trying to get in there, my fingers get in the way. I don't want to lose a finger.
And so sweetbreads, cutting them so you can cook them in the melted butter is not easy because it's a very soft, fleshy thing.
It's definitely living up to its name today, the pressure test. Wow, you can feel the tension in the room.
So I'm a bit concerned about Rachel because she's a bit slow. She is going to be cooking down to the wire.
She hasn't got her sweetbreads on yet. Both of the boys have got theirs pretty much done.
And they're kicking on. They've gone out like a bull out of a gate. The only thing, and I think this is where Rachel's been clever, is she's picked a very delicate dish. And in the end, can the two boys put all those elements together and make it look gorgeous?
George, what do you reckon?
It's interesting watching him prepare those scallops. He didn't take off that little tough abductor muscle that's on the side. If you don't take it off, it'll buckle the scallop and it'll make it chewy as well. So we'll just have to see how this dish turns out. Ryan O'Keefe at the back there, the guy with the sausage fingers. How do you think he's going to go with this delicate test?
He's got his scallops done, he's done his sweetbreads, and he's prepared them beautifully.
What about the pastry? He didn't know whether that was cooked or not. So let's hope he gets that right. Otherwise, the tart is not going to be very good at all.
I take the pastry out to check that it's cooked. If it doesn't look cooked, pastry's not really working for me at this stage. I'm getting a little bit frustrated with it. So I put it back in the oven. I've got to get a bit of a move on here.
Now that I've seen the pastry come out of the oven, I'm really thrilled. I might try it again.
Guys, you are halfway through, 30 minutes left to hopefully complete the most beautiful scallop and truffle tart.
Just imagine a little music, a glass of wine, a bit of gentle cooking at home. This is not that place. We're in the MasterChef kitchen. We need some hustle and bustle.
I've done the scallops and the truffles now, so I've got to lay them out in a nice pattern, a nice circular pattern. So I use the grease-proof paper and make sure it looks really nice.
George, you've done the scallop. Now, you haven't got your spinach puree on. No. And you haven't done your beurre blanc, so we've got just under 20 minutes to go. I'm worried about your timing.
Me too.
Rachel,
This is really hard stuff to chop.
have you read your recipe?
Yeah.
What does it say? Cook in boiling water, salt for 5 minutes. So you basically got to cook them in salted boiling water.
I cut it before
and then cut them so they're nice and easy.
I've nearly ruined my whole dish.
You have 15 minutes to go. Loving the feeling of the pace and the concentration in here. Keep it up.
While I'm doing the beurre blanc, I called Tony for my lifeline.
Put it on a high flame.
Yeah.
OK, and just reduce it down a little bit further. At the moment, it's just looking a bit loose.
OK.
You want it so that it's looking a bit creamy.
OK.
Just to start to thicken up a bit.
Yep. After Tony leaves, I start putting in overdrive.
You got less than 10 minutes to go. Need to get moving.
When I start blending the spinach into a puree, it seems okay until I open the lid and it's runny like milk. Hey, I've got a 90-second lifeline.
Tony, can I please have my lifeline?
Sure.
Now,
So your time starts now, Rachel.
I put 2 little spinach in, so...
He showed me how to thicken up the spinach puree. I just put it into a sieve and drain the excess liquid out. I also used Tony to help me flip over the spiral tart.
OK, now this is the moment. What you got to do, put it on the hand, OK? and then just flip it over, OK? It'll sort of stick to it. So,
Rachel, you're running out of time.
Be a little bit confident about it. That's it.
Oh,
Good.
well done.
Well done.
Time's up.
Thank God he's here.
Guys, you got less than 5 minutes to go. Please, please, please make Tony proud. Come on.
5 minutes to go. I'm really trying to pull everything together, but in getting everything organised, I forget about the spinach puree that I'm heating on the stove, and it's just sort of gone a bit runny. The biggest challenge is getting these truffles and the scallops and putting it on the pastry without it splatting or just going or falling to pieces. Pulled the paper off and it worked, so I was pretty happy about that.
I look at the pastry with the scallops and the truffle on it and I think, oh, shit. Suddenly I realise the spinach puree should have gone underneath the scallops and the truffles. I hope it doesn't turn out to be a disaster. Trouble. Trouble. That is serious trouble. The spinach puree ran because it just wasn't thick enough. It had not had time to actually thicken up. And that just might be the moment that I call in Mr. Bilson. I need a lifeline, Tony.
Right, OK. So what we need to do, get the baking tray. OK. Now, just take some of those other pieces of scallop you got there.
Yep.
We'll fix this one.
Don't ask me what he did, but he helped me reassemble it.
OK, so just whack that in the oven. And then we'll dress it with a bit of the sauce after, OK?
You're on your own now. Good luck.
Terrific.
Who thought of the lifeline idea? It's brilliant.
You have 2 minutes to go, guys. 2 minutes. You have 30 seconds to go.
I pull my tart out. I don't think it's been in the oven long enough, but it's just going to have to do.
You've got 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Step away from your benches. Well done, guys.
I'm very relieved that the challenge is over. Now I can breathe again.
I'm the first to go and confront these three persons. I'm feeling far more confident than I was going into this.
George?
Harry?
When the spinach puree went a bit pear-shaped, because when I look at that, that's the thing possibly that makes that tart not look as good as it could do. Were you devastated? Were you a bit disappointed?
Yeah, I was a bit angry with myself, actually, because I was going pretty well up until that point.
I think it's time for us to taste. It tastes very, very good. What I'm getting is the sweet scallops. They're not overcooked. They're nice and tender, soft. That really earthy, fungusy truffle. Crispy, soft, buttery pastry. Spinach puree under there, I lose a little bit. Really, I'd like that spinach puree to be stronger.
Deliciously cooked sweetbreads, the way they should be. They're still nice and soft. They've got their integrity, good caramelisation. Well done.
Thank you.
The little things that derail this dish are things like not removing the membrane from the scallops, different thickness of cuts of truffle. You know, if you look at Tony's dish, each of those petals of scallop and truffle are cut with surgical precision. And this is the Italian in you. The French, let's face it, are anal with food. So what you've done is you've brought us an Italian interpretation, which is big on flavour of Tony's French dish.
He'll hate that.
George, thank you. You may leave the restaurant.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, George.
Leaving the restaurant after the tasting, I'm thinking, unless they make the same sort of overly generous comments to the other two, yeah, I think it's going to be very close.
It's my turn to present my dish to the judges. It's exciting and just hoping that what I've done's enough.
Ryan, what you've demonstrated today is not only you're a great footballer who's big and strong on the field, but you're able to adapt in the kitchen and become really, you know, what you've put on a plate looks absolutely beautiful. Hopefully it tastes amazing. Shall we taste?
Yep, let's do it. beautiful, clean presentation. Really precise, almost mechanical in the way you've put it together. Nice acidity on the beurre blanc. The pastry base is a little bit undercooked. Another 2-3 minutes in the oven, just to bring it to that deeper golden brown.
That is a beautiful, beautiful looking dish. There are a few little things that I'd love to see you put right if you did it again. It just needs a little bit more time in the oven, more time to crisp up the pastry, more time to get a little bit more colour through those scallops, and then you would have a magnificent dish. Thank you, Ryan. You can go.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ryan. To have comments from the judges saying that my presentation was impeccable and they really loved it, so I thought, you know, a mini victory.
I'm feeling quite nervous because I'm the third person to be judged. I really want to win. I really want to go through to the semi-finals.
So, Rachel, how do you think you went?
I picked the dish, obviously, so it was sort of up to me to, I think, do the best job.
Well, let's see if your dish tastes as good as it looks.
You've got just the right amount of spinach puree on that tart, the best out of all three. It's just very delicate, light of touch, and I think you've done a fabulous job.
Beautiful presentation. The puff of the pastry is a big highlight for me. You can just see all these beautiful layers.
The scallop tart you put up eats beautifully. It's got strong, well-balanced flavours. What it lacks is a little bit of detail in terms of how you've layered the petals of scallop and truffle on top of the tart. Thank you. You may leave.
Thanks.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
There are a few minor points that may not put me through to the semi-finals, but overall, I'm happy with what I've done.
George, Rachel, Ryan, we've tasted your dishes. We've decided who's given us the best example of Tony Bilson's scallop tart and who will thus be going through to the semi-final. You know, George Negus, there might have been some issues with the presentation. For me, it looked like you'd sliced those scallops with a Flymo. The flavour was fantastic, and the balance of flavours was great. Good crispness from the pastry, delicious sweetbreads, and a wonderful beurre blanc. Great job. Rachel, a little bit more attention needed on how you'd plated up the scallops and the truffle on top of the tart. Great lift in the puff. And also, good beurre blanc, didn't taste like an ice cream mix. Wonderfully cooked sweetbreads. And again, a joy of a dish. And perhaps most surprisingly of all, Ryan O'Keefe, was you putting up a dish that looked so beautiful. Only issue, a slight problem in terms of how long you cook the pastry and you cook the scallops. But overall, as you can see, we've had a challenge. These three very fine examples of a very technique-driven dish.
There can only be one winner. We'll go through into the semi-finals of Celebrity MasterChef. Ryan, it's not you.
Gary puts me out of my misery pretty early. Bit disappointed. I really wanted to get through the semi-finals.
So, George, Rachel, it's down to you two.
Well, I'm standing there beside this quite ferocious young person. I'm thinking this kid really wants to win.
Rachel, how are you feeling?
Pretty nervous. I'm up against George. I think George will win. He's got the most experience, so my money's on George.
George? Unfortunately, it's not you.
Oh.
Rachel, congratulations. You're going through to the semi-finals.
Are you kidding me? Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, it's me! I beat these two guys and I'm going through to the semi-finals. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
I think you disadvantaged those two boys by picking that delicate little scallop and truffle tart. Well done.
Thanks.
Ryan, George, thank you so much for being part of Celebrity MasterChef.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Well done today.
Thanks, man. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you.
See you later.
I think the footy boys would be pretty happy and pretty proud that I represented them well. Yeah, they might want to come around for a nice truffle and scallop tart.
It's been a lot of fun to be in the MasterChef kitchen. It was a wonderful experience. and an opportunity to celebrate food.
Rachel, congratulations. How does it compare to winning Miss Universe Australia?
Compares hugely. It's a very overwhelming feeling.
So our advice to you is go home, read, cook, learn, practice, and come back with another level of skills to wow us in the semi-finals of Celebrity MasterChef. You may now leave the MasterChef kitchen. Thank you for coming.
Well done, Rachel. Good job.
I'm very excited about going into the semi-finals. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait to meet the other contestants. I'm going to go home, read up, research, and just do the best I can.
Next time on Celebrity MasterChef, Video Hits host Fuzzy
Get your skates on!
I am getting my skates on!
I'm not a happy camper right now.
singer-songwriter Alex Lloyd.
Is that all going to work?
Uh-oh, I should have done a pork chop.
And comedian Peter Rosethorn.
Oh, sorry, I should dry my mint.
Who will grab the last semi-final spot?